Today in the woodyard, it's a repair day. I'm taking my smashed saw into one of my local stores. It's a Husqvarna dealership, and I've bought some saws here before. I've done some service here. I could have ordered the parts and probably fixed it myself, but I called and they have the parts available. So I'm going to just take it in. They're going to fix it, and I got to look at some other stuff while I'm here too. So that's what's happening today. When I get back, I'm going to show you how I fixed my other saw that broke. Had a sprocket broke on it, so I fixed that today already too. So be back in a minute. Well, my day of repairs has progressed nicely. Here's another fix I did today. My chaps, I stepped on the buckle, this part, and this part. Here are the old ones. This one right here is snapped right there. I broke it because I stepped on it. And then I stepped on the main buckle part and broke that too. And my chaps would stay on, but every once in a while I'd bend over and they just would pop off on me. So what I did was I went to my local supply store, big box store. It's called Fleet Farm. I don't know if you guys might not have them, but we have Fleet Farm. It's basically the man store. It has everything you could want. But I bought a new buckle. It's called a bulk strap. That's what it says on there. Much heavier duty. It's not cheap, chintzy, thin one that was on the chaps. And it comes with the male part. This is the male part, and then the female part. But what I also did is I bought one of these link things here so I could hold up my strap all the way so it's not hanging down like a saggy belt. And what I had to do is, because this was a permanent attachment here, I cut the threads off underneath right in through here and put the new one on, and then I have a needle and thread here, and so I sewed all the way back across just by hand across here and put a new strap on. And now, see if I can get this here and put it together so you guys can see. Now when I go to clip it together, it is solid. It is a much, much better strap than what I had before. Buckle, I should say. So now I fixed my chaps, got that done. That took, I don't know, half hour to get all the stuff together to do that. And then the other thing I did was, this is my old saw here. It's all busted up. What I did is I cannibalized some parts from this old 576. I took off my sprocket, which this is the sprocket that busted yesterday in my other 576. These are some of the parts that were inside. This is the sprocket drive right here. So what I did was I took the sprocket off of this one and I put it onto this one. So I fixed my 576, which is a good reason to buy similar equipment instead of having all kinds of different sizes and all kinds of different brands. Yeah, if you're really into buying equipment, yeah, sure, buy it all. But if you're like me and you want to run your business efficiently and actually put money in my pocket instead of someone else's, I like to have the same equipment kind of across the board. So I have two 576s, down to one now because I've cannibalized this one because it died on me. But I've taken lots of parts off of it to fix my other 576 as stuff broke on it. And I have two 572s, and I want to get another saw. Not sure what I'm going to get yet, but it might be another 572. So if something breaks on one, it's all similar parts and it seems to work pretty good that way. So as you go through your saws, when you get an old one that dies on you, you can take parts from it. So that's what I've got done so far today. Now the next job I'm going to do, we're going to go outside and I'll show you what my next project is here. Open the door up so I don't get locked out. So my next project outside is that my brake lights are out. A lot of you have told me about that. So this one here, I tried to go in and take out the bulb that was in there to replace it. It's so corroded. So I squeezed it so hard, I actually busted the bulb trying to get it out. It's so corroded, the fitting on it can't get it out. And this one here is busted right here, and it flickers sometimes. So I just went and bought two brand new ones. I'm just going to put brand new ones on, one on each side. The trailer's, I don't know, like 5 years old now, something like that. Yeah, this is 5 years old. I bought it brand new. And the salt and the corrosion is just terrible on it. the whole trailer itself is just getting eaten away by road salt. There's just nothing you can do about it here. It's the way it is, and it affects everything. So I'm going to put new lights on it now so that I can get it legalized. And my goal is that I'm going to get another bigger trailer soon anyway. So, and we're going to replace the lights right now. I have lights. That was one of my least favorite things that I've done in a long time. They're both flashing. The lights are on. It's rewired. I redid the license plate because the bracket for that was busted. It was so bad I couldn't even take the screws off. I actually had to cut them off with my Dremel. I put a grinder on it, a little grinding wheel on it, and I had to grind them off because I couldn't even loosen up the nuts. They were so corroded. Well, it's been bathed in salt for the last 5 years in a row now, so I've got new lights. And if I had to choose, I think I would rather crawl across like a football field of broken glass that's been lit on fire naked. Hate doing wiring, hate it. It was so bad when I went to disconnect the old wire in the harness up in the frame. I pulled it out where the connectors was. The wire just fell out where it was connected. That's how corroded it was. That's why one light wasn't working. And of course the bulbs were so corroded I couldn't do anything either. So I got all new lights. I got it fresh wire on it, so it's all good to go. So my lights are working. I took my chainsaw in to get fixed. I fixed another chainsaw. I fixed my chaps. All in all, pretty productive day. Whew, glad I got that over with. That's it for today, folks. Please hit the buttons. You know what to do. Hit the like, the subscribe, the share. I appreciate it. And tomorrow, I'll be back here in the wood yard. You should be back here. And I'm going to do some actual real woodwork tomorrow. I'm going to make big wood into little wood. And between now and then, get out in the woods, get cutting. And if you see Irene, tell her good night.